Tonight, millions are mourning the loss of Nelson Mandela.
We're hearing from people in our area touched by his life. More on that in a moment.
But first, a look back at South Africa's first black president who passed away today at the age of 95. South Africans are celebrating life and marking the loss of an icon, Nelson Mandela.
Our thoughts are with the South African people who today mourn the loss.
Mandela was born into the black elite of the sharply segregated nation. He chose to fight the minority white rule called apartheid and paid a heavy price, decades in jail. Amazingly, when apartheid fell apart, Mandela was freed and was elected president. But Nelson Mandela never sought revenge, rather peace, as he worked to unify South Africa. Mandela died a hero to people all over the world. His legacy will live on.
We will not likely see the likes of Nelson Mandela again. So it falls to us, as best we can, for the example that he set. To make decisions guided not by hate, but by love. Never discount the difference that one person can make.
From prisoner to president, Mandela's life had a profound impact on people living right here in Wisconsin.
Shannon Sims talked to a South African man now living in Wauwatosa. Shannon.
Matthew Devan moved to the Milwaukee area about 10 years ago, and he says he knew it was inevitable that his former president, Nelson Mandela, would die, but the reality of it happening today still has him in disbelief. The death of Nelson Mandela has shaken the world. For South African Matthew Devan, living in Wauwatosa, the sad news hits hard.
It's a shame that he's gone, but I know he's been suffering for quite a while now, so, it's probably better that he's not suffering anymore.
Devan remembers Mandela's release from prison in 1990, his rise to president in 1994, and how this one man's courage and forgiveness brought his country together through the game of rugby. Devan says it was the World Cup win in 1995 that put South Africa on the world stage again, for good rather than bad.
Just seeing how every color, black, white, were dancing in the streets and celebrating, and he did so much for that country.
Devan cannot wait to share Mandela's rich legacy with his young son.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually make a holiday out of this day, maybe in the future, just to remember, Nelson and all the good that he did for our country. He'll never be forgotten.
Nelson and Mandela has impacted many people's lives. Even I just visited South Africa a couple months ago and had the chance to visit the same cell that he lived in for 18 of those 27 years that he was in prison. Reporting in the studio, Shannon Sims, today's TMJ4.
Yeah, he had a profound impact. Thank you, Shannon.
Congresswoman Gwen Moore spent time with Nelson Mandela at the Congressional Black Caucus in 2005.
We've lost him as a person, but he has left a legacy of courage and endurance and discipline that we will never forget.
Congressman Paul Ryan tweeted out this tonight: Nelson Mandela changed the world for the better. I was honored to meet him in 2000, and like many, I was moved by his dedication to freedom.
Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett also reflected on the loss of Mandela tonight.
And I think what he has demonstrated is that it is possible to be someone with firm convictions who will sacrifice the bulk of their life for something that they believe in, that they will pay that price for something that they so passionately believe in.
New at 10, 2